Hi, my name is Sally Sharbaugh, and I'm one of the mental health counselors here at the college. And I'm here today to talk to you about mindfulness and to guide you through a mindfulness practice called following the breath. And why mindfulness? And why are you listening to this video? Why might this be of benefit to you? With mindfulness and with this particular practice, there are a couple of key benefits to you as a student that you will find very helpful for managing kind of your stress and also managing your ability to direct your attention, your mind's attention, in the direction that you would like it, and to feel a little more intentional control over kind of the focus and directed attention that you are creating, that you're directing your attention to something that you want. And through the mindfulness practice of following the breath, you're getting two things out of it. One is that you are going to feel some experiences of relaxation, rest, ease, feeling less of your fight or flight response, that anxiety response in your body. And you're going to feel more of that rest and digest response in your body. You'll experience more relaxation. And the reason that you will experience that is because by directing one's attention in a very conscious way to the breath in your body, the sensations of the breath in your body, you are actually signaling your nervous system to settle down, to calm down. So often when we're experiencing anxiety, even very subtle anxiety that's in the background that we might not fully be aware of, our fight or flight system, the sympathetic nervous system, is on and up and activated. And by pausing, directing very intentional focus to, I am just going to sit here and pay attention to my breath for 5, 10, 15 minutes. You have the ability to actually calm down that sympathetic fight or flight response and invite the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and digest, returning to a state of calm and ease and equilibrium. You are actually activating that rest and digest response through paying attention to your breath. Then the second benefit that you will get from this practice is because you're needing to direct your mind's attention to a specific object, which is your breath and the sensations of the breath in your own body. You are actually practicing with your mind, you're practicing focused attention. You are teaching your brain and you're teaching your mind to sustain attention in a particular direction. And in this case, it's your breath. But then you can also, then you develop the skill, you strengthen your brain's ability, your mind's ability to maintain focused attention when you're doing other things. For example, listening to someone else, paying attention to an online pre-recorded lecture, reading your textbook, focusing on a test, those types of things. So mindfulness, and again, this particular practice, is actually exercise for your brain. You're working out the muscles of your brain around attention and focus. So those are two pretty great benefits. Again, one, you're tapping into, you're practicing bringing on your parasympathetic nervous system to calm and settle out of that fight or flight response, feeling more ease, less anxiety. And then again, the second thing is you're teaching your brain, you're practicing those attention and focus muscles. And so these are some great things to practice as a student to help you with anxiety and to help you with focus, and to do it in a way that's not straining or struggling. This is meant to be a gentle, just steady practice. So how do you do this? How do you begin? What a couple of things to consider is where you're going to be directing your attention is inward, not for now on external stimuli. There are other mindfulness practices that do focus on the external world, but in this case, we're directing attention inward to body sensations, and that's the primary focus and direction of mindfulness practices, and this following the breath practice. So to do that is to begin by taking a posture that's going to support you practicing this mindfulness practice. And that posture includes beginning with closing your eyes. And the reason I'm inviting you and encouraging you to close your eyes is because by closing your eyes, you're inviting your attention to move inward. You're closing the eyes so that you're not getting visual stimulation, and instead you're inviting your mind and you're inviting yourself to turn inward, to direct the attention in to body sensations. The other way to take a posture to support this practice is to sit upright, have both feet on the floor, because that gives you some grounding to feel your feet on the floor, and to sit in a posture not where you're slumped back or slouched, but where you're sitting kind of in a tall way. You can imagine even that there's a string at the crown of your head that is just gently pulling on the crown of your head, so that you might get a little bit of stretch in your spinal column. And the reason I suggest doing that is what naturally happens when you take that more elongated, like erect spine posture, is you're naturally then opening up the chest, the lungs, and your abdomen so that you can feel the breath and oxygen can enter your body more easily. You might want to gently roll your shoulders back and settle them again, because that opens up the lungs and the chest. The other benefit to sitting in this upright position with a slightly elongated spine is that's a very noble and respectful body posture for you to take. It's intentionally saying to yourself, I belong here. I have a right to this space. I'm claiming my space right now and my right to this space, to be here, to be on this planet, and to be present to myself. So that's a very noble posture to take. The other thing to do, what do you do with your hands while you're doing this mindfulness, following the breath practice? Just let them fall into your lap. Wherever they rest is just fine. You could also set them gently on top of your thighs, or just overlap them and hold them in your lap. The key thing is to allow your body to just come into stillness, to not be fidgeting, but to practice being still and calm in this directed, intentional way. With this posture, this is supporting your opportunity to practice mindfulness. And the posture is you're riding this kind of balance between being relaxed after all those instructions I just gave you. It's not meant to create a lot of rigidity in your body, to be relaxed, but also alert and awake. So you're balancing relaxation with some energy in your body. So after settling into this practice, all that you need to do then is close your eyes if you haven't already been keeping them closed. And just take a few deep breaths. And just notice, what do you feel in your body? Where do you feel your breath? You don't need to breathe in a particular way, but just allow your body to naturally breathe itself. And just direct your attention to the breath with curiosity and openness. What does the breath feel like in my body? Often we notice the breath, maybe with some tickling around the nose, the nostrils. You might feel the breath, some vibration in your mouth cavity, in the back of the throat. But most often where we experience the sensation of the breath is in just a gentle rising and falling of the chest and the abdomen. So see if you can direct your attention to that rising and falling of your chest, and particularly in your abdomen, in your belly. And you don't need to label these sensations or judge them or worry if you're doing this right. This is an opportunity to just directly experience these sensations in your body as best you can. Sometimes you will find that you take bigger breaths, and that's absolutely fine. It's just tracking that rising and falling. Or again, maybe this tickling or sensation, vibration in the mouth, the back of the throat. If it helps with your attention, you can gently place a hand on your chest and on your abdomen. That sometimes enhances the attention, the ability to really feel your breath in your body. And just track that right now as best you can without judgment, with curiosity. Let's just do that for a few minutes. You may notice a few things while you're doing this practice, while you're gently directing your attention to the experience of your breath in your body. You will likely notice that your thoughts will continue. They might be thoughts of wondering why you're doing this silly thing, or when is this going to be over? Or you will just get lost in thoughts of, what am I going to have for lunch? Or, gosh, I have so much to do today. And that's perfectly fine. The purpose and the point of mindfulness practice is not to eliminate your thoughts or thinking, because that's nearly impossible. Our brains just generate thoughts because that's what our brains do. They're very, very busy. But this is an opportunity to just note that thinking, but not pay too much attention to it. To just redirect your attention and focus back to the sensations of the breath in your own body. So those thoughts will come and you may become lost in them, and then suddenly kind of wake up and realize, oh my God, I've just been thinking. I haven't been focused on my breath at all. That doesn't mean that you've failed in this practice. That actually means you succeeded, because the success is in the waking up to that awareness that you've become distracted and lost in your thoughts, and that you've lost track of the breath, of just following the sensations of the breath in your body. So all you need to do in that moment, when you've realized you've been so focused on thinking, or you're aware of all these random thoughts in your brain, is just to come back to that direct sensation. Just return to the breath. Oh, let me get back to the anchor of feeling that rising and falling in my chest. That moment of returning to your breath is success. A couple of images that might be helpful to you while you're practicing this right now as I'm speaking is to consider those thoughts as just clouds in a clear blue sky. You might see the clouds, but that doesn't mean that you need to track them and follow them all the way across the sky. You can just note that they're there. They're clouds. And I return my attention to my breath, the sensations of the breath in my body as I sit here right now. Another image that might be helpful is to imagine thoughts as blown up helium balloons that you're holding in your hand. And you can just open your hand and let those thoughts float away, that you don't need to attend to them right now. There'll be other opportunities throughout the day to return to those thoughts. But right now, it's an opportunity to just attend to your breath, because this is a chance to practice that gentle, focused attention on your breath and the immediate experience of the present right now. When we allow ourselves to just be with our breath, directing this focus on our breath, we are directly experiencing our present moment, our direct lives, moment to moment to moment, while we just sit and focus on the breath. So let's do this for a few more minutes together. And I will ring a singing bowl to let you know when we're done with this practice, so you don't have to worry about tracking the time. All you need to do is just experience your breath in your body, rising and falling, rising and falling. And gently returning your attention to the breath if you become lost in thought. And that completes the practice and my instructions for today. Thank you so much for joining me and for watching this video. I hope this is useful to you. And just kind of check in with yourself even right now to see if you notice some benefit. Maybe you notice a little more ease, a sense of relaxation in your body. How might you use this for yourself throughout your day, throughout your weeks, your time as a student? What I would encourage you to do is consider, how might I practice this following the breath in some small way every day or a couple of times a week. It's not a matter of the length of time, like committing to, oh, I'm going to do this for 20 minutes every single day. What's more important is the consistency. And that might look like, I am going to do this for 5 minutes every day. Or I am going to sit and follow my breath while my instructor is loading a video and we're getting settled into class. Or it might be I'm going to follow my breath every time I find myself at a stoplight while I'm driving around doing errands, or before I fall asleep at night. The important thing is just to consider, how can I check in with this practice every day, even in some small way. I hope this has been useful to you. If you're interested in learning more about mindfulness, you can come see me at Counseling Services. And also, I lead a weekly mindfulness sitting group, a practice group, um, each week. And you can find information about that group at the website for Counseling Services on the SPSCC webpage. Thanks so much for your time today. Be well. Take good care.